Good afternoon, ladies and gents, welcome back. As promised, we're going to do the review on the Harley Benton SC-450 Plus. The Plus basically is, I think it's supposed to be the equivalent of the Les Paul Custom. It's got a bit of a different top. It's more of a quilted maple top rather than your ordinary flame maple. When I say ordinary, flame maple that you would get. This is more of a quilted top. It's also got coil taps on the pickups as well, so which I never use on a Les Paul style guitar. Anyway, back to the guitar. We unboxed this yesterday, and first impressions, it looked absolutely spanking. It looked great, and it does. It looks absolutely magic. And we have a mahogany body. It's a three-piece body, this. Don't know if the camera will pick that up. Yeah, it does. So you can see the three different pieces here. This is basically how they save money, whereas your Gibsons and stuff like that would use one piece of wood. Here we've got three. So also on the neck, it's a mahogany neck. We have a heel joint here, and we have a scarf joint here, so that the neck's actually in three pieces as well, as opposed to one. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with you. I haven't encountered any problems with any guitars like that yet, so I can't really pass judgment. And we have the vintage close-on style tuners, which we'll speak about in a wee bit as well. Electronics, we have two Roswell Alnico 5 PAF style humbucker pickups, which are absolutely fine. And we have the traditional Gibson-esque knobs here as well, and the three-way toggle switch at the top. So, good points. It looks great. It looks absolutely great. It has been finished off in the factory really well. Again, something I'm really surprised with that I spoke about in the unboxing video. It's an excellent fret job done on this. There's not a single fret sticking out on it. It's really, really nice, and the nut is absolutely perfect. It's the best nut that I've seen Harley Benton doing, including the 62. To be honest, I had to do a little bit on that one. This one is absolutely fine. It could be doing with getting brought down a mil. To my taste, a lot of people would. I mean, it's absolutely fine. It's not as if it's high action or anything like that. I would just like it down just on my own Les Pauls, but it's a bit lower than this. But it's been finished absolutely perfectly well, and it's great. Couple of bad points with it, right enough. These tuners are absolute pieces of junk and are going to need changed. Whoever buys this guitar, if you want me to do it first before you actually buy it, I'm quite happy to put a set of close-ons on that. You can get a set of close-ons for like 45, 50 quid, and trust me, they're well worth it. These are rubbish. They're jumping all over the place. It's getting to a certain stage, especially on the D string, and it's jumping up almost a semitone, and that's how bad it is. So the tuners are worthless pieces of junk, and this is something that I've heard other people saying about the newer Harley Benton stuff as well. So it's something that Toolman need to get sorted, because your guitar isn't tunable. You'll hear this, it's out of tune, and I can't get it in tune. I just can't get it in tune. If you get it in tune, it's just by luck. It's not by anything else. It's just pure luck that it's fallen on that. It's fallen on the correct tuning. So they're rubbish. They're going to have to go at some stage. If you want to buy the guitar like this, you can buy the guitar like this. If you want, I'll get the tuners, fit the tuners for you, and then you can buy the guitar. It's up to yourselves. I don't mind. Other things that I think need changed. Potentiometers, again, are crap. They don't work. They just go muddy from 10 down to about 2 or 3. They just go muddy. It doesn't bring the volume down, doesn't do anything. Just goes totally muddy. And then from 2 or 3, it's off. So no volume change there. It's just muddy. And then we're down to about 2 or 3, off. And that's what happens. It's just, they don't work. Okay, so the potentiometers and the capacitors are going to need changed in this. Again, it's not a big job. It's not a lot of money, but it's really something that, I mean, I don't expect Harley Benton to be using expensive electronics. I really don't. They can't do, not for this sort of price point. So that's something that for a lot of people that'll work fine, because they've got their volume and their tone controls up at 10 anyway, all the time. Especially at the beginner sort of level. I'm always riding my volume and riding my tone controls. That's how somebody actually made a comment on the other video the other day, that these pickups, the Roswell pickups on the ST62, sounded quite brittle and sounded quite. They sounded as if they were a bit powerful, and I had to sort of point them in the right direction that they weren't. I set my amps up just on the point of breakup, so that when I actually dig in, it breaks up a little bit. I'll ride my tone knob. If I want totally clean, I'll just take it down to 9, I'll take it down to 8.5 or whatever, and it just cleans up beautifully. So that's the reason why I do that. I set my amps up like that, and I set my pedals up like that as well. You can't do that with this, and for most people, as I say, it'll be absolutely fine, because they'll just have everything at 10 anyway, and they'll just control everything with their pedals or with their amp or whatever. I don't. I walk about the stage and walk out in among the crowd and stuff like that. As you can see, I use a wireless system, so I sort of tend to go and interact with the crowd and stuff like that. So a lot of the time I'm not near any pedals. So, and I couldn't do that with this guitar, because I can't just roll the volume off and go away out and then bring it back in when I want to do a solo. So I would personally, if I was keeping the guitar, need to change the pots, and I'd need to change the capacitors, and these need changed regardless of who gets it, because that'll stop you from playing the guitar. If you can't tune the guitar's going to sound rubbish. So that is something that Toman has to address. And I understand, that they've got to do things on a budget, but they've also got to do things that work. So, and if these ones aren't working, I'm not the first person that's spoken about these. I have heard other people, just in the past couple of weeks actually, saying about these tuners jumping all over the place, and they are. So if these ones aren't working, they have to look at something else that does work. We're not asking for a ratio of 20 to 1 tuners or anything like that. You can get cheaper tuners that do the job properly, basically. So that's the bad points about the guitar. Everything else about the guitar is absolutely fine. It looks great, apart from this, but you're going to take this off. I'm assuming Andy's going to take this off, because that just looks dreadful. But switch is absolutely fine as well. It's not banging the pickups every time you switch over, and everything looks fine. It's been finished really, really well. Again, this doesn't bother me. Things like that, if I'm personally buying this guitar, things like that don't bother me, because that's something that I would change out anyway. Would be tuners on a guitar like this, because I'd be using it live, and it's imperative that the guitar stays in tune. And as I say, the electronics is something that I would change out anyway if I was keeping this. For a set of proper close-ons, the tulip style ones, I think you'll pay about £45–50. For the electronics, so for your capacitors and your potentiometers, stuff like that, you maybe pay about another sort of 30 odd, £40. So you'll maybe pay £80. If you pay £80, put it into this guitar, you're going to have a really, really good guitar, because all the essential qualities are there to make it such, because it plays really nice, you know. The things that are wrong with it are nothing that can't be fixed relatively inexpensively. The guitar, I think, cost £169. So even if you take that £169, change out the tuners, change out the electronics, £250, and you've got yourself a professional working instrument. You know, it's a really, really nice guitar for that. It's also got coil taps, so just let you hear them. So that's the neck. And that's in between position. And this is the bridge. So you've got quite an array of different tones that you can get out the guitar as well. It's well worth the money. You know, there's not any great deal of work has to be put into it to make it a really smashing guitar at this sort of price point. I've got my own Les Paul behind you, so I'm just going to put the both of them side by side and let you actually, I'll let you see the guitar that it's based on. And we'll just sort of try and point out the difference. And look, of course there's going to be differences. You know, one is a sub £200 guitar, this one, and then you've got a £2,000 guitar in this one. So, you know, is mine worth 10 times the money? And that's what you've got to ask yourself of this one, because that's what you're looking at here. This one here is 10 times, more than 10 times the money of that one. Okay, so this one here, we have a one piece. If you look, you've got a one piece mahogany body as opposed to the three piece mahogany body. Okay, you have potentiometers and capacitors in the Gibson that work. You've got the proper close-on tuners that work perfectly. You have a one-piece neck as opposed to a three-piece neck. You have a rosewood fingerboard as opposed to, I think this is roseacre fingerboard. Same trapezoid inlays, they'll be made of different materials, but I wouldn't imagine much. The electronics, obviously, you've got Gibson Burstbucker pickups, Burstbucker 1 and 2s in these, and the ABRSM bridge and, you know, things like that. So this is also a nitro finish. It's also a proper maple cap that's on this as opposed to a veneer that's on it. Differences in this one, you've got the cutaway at the back, that you've got the traditional cut on the Gibson. To be honest with you, I've never found a problem getting access with one of these with a Gibson guitar, so that doesn't really make any difference to me. So we're not expecting this guitar, don't expect this guitar to sound like you know, this Les Paul, because it won't, alright? But you know, you've got to ask yourself, is that guitar worth 10 times that guitar? I don't think it is. You know, I don't think there's, don't get me wrong, listen, I've seen the work that goes into making a Gibson. You know, there's a lot of workmanship goes in, there's so many different processes, you know, and everybody's got to be paid, and obviously it's a different economy in America where these are made to Vietnam where these are made. So that's the reason why these things can be done so much cheaper as well. But try not to compare the two, as you know, I've just actually I'm saying don't compare the two when I've put the two of them next to each other for comparison. But you know, don't compare them, you know, in any sort of way financially like that, because they're different guitars. This is just based on this guitar. All right. So, but for the money, you know, this is a superb guitar. Really is. And as I say, the things that really need done, if the electronics don't bother you, leave them. If everything's open to 10, absolutely, you know, just leave them. I would need to change them out. Bear with me. I'm just going to put a little bit of dirt on it and let you hear it. So this is obviously everything open at 10. Normally I would have, you know, I would have that on there, but what I mean with the potentiometers is I would have it on, and that for me is a lead sound, so I would run that off. That's actually not working too bad. The bridge pickup one isn't working too badly at all, so we can actually do that with the bridge pickup. And then I would roll that on for a lead. So that's not too bad with the bridge pickup, so that works not bad at all. The neck pickup on the other hand doesn't. It's not really giving me much. Then it's giving me everything. So. So, it's a really nice guitar. What can I say? For £169, you could do an awful lot worse. Going and buying an Epiphone is going to cost you at least double, more than double the price for a similar spec Epiphone. So I would much rather buy this and upgrade the parts that I needed to upgrade on it than go and buy the Epiphone, to be honest with you. The inherent problems that Harley Benton had, such as the fretwork that was happening, was absolute crap, no other word for it. They seem to have got sorted because the frets on this are all levelled perfectly, they've all been finished off perfectly, and the other problem that I had with them was the nut. The nut was excruciatingly bad on every single guitar that I bought, and that's these two, the nuts on them have been almost perfect. Perfect on this one and almost perfect on the ST62. So that's the guitar, folks. Let me know, whoever, if someone's wanting to buy it, let me know, and let me know if you want to change the parts on it. I'll do the work on it for you and then get it shipped out for you. Alright, everything's in the description, so all my email address, all that sort of thing, and all the gear that I'm using as well is in the description. Alright, I've got a video coming up tomorrow as well, which is my Martin GPC 18E, and that you have been asking me to do a review. People have been asking me to do a little bit more acoustic stuff, so I've got the video actually done for that, but I wanted to get this one out first. So that video will get up. I'll get up for you tomorrow. So that's a good video. It's a really nice guitar, and I think you'll really enjoy that. Anybody else that's looking for anything, let me know and I'll do my utmost to get it for you. All the new subscribers, thanks very much for subscribing and watching the videos. And all the guys that have been here since the start, listening to me rabbiting on a whole load of shite, thanks very much as well. Alright, I'm not a heroin addict, by the way. I think that's just the label. I'm not sure. I just picked the t-shirt up. So, okay, listen, hope you're all doing great throughout this COVID thing. Keep yourself safe, and I'll speak to you next time. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers now. See you later.